You good, Joe?
I'm ready. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna call to order the town of Fontana Dam Town Council meeting here Wednesday, June 19th. We're gonna call to order at 5:41. Uh, let's see. On the agenda, entertaining a motion there if we've got no additions or subtractions or modifications.
So you guys are going to have to step up there today because it's just you three.
I motion to approve this agenda
As presented.
as presented.
There you go. Thanks, Thomas. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, there you go. There you go. Getting the hang of it. The aye.
Way to go, Amanda.
Yeah.
Way to get
In
that
the-
eye out there.
All right, May minutes. I took a look. Didn't see anything out of whack there. If anybody else noticed anything, make a mention. Otherwise, entertaining a motion as presented or as amended.
You can-
Motion.
you can
I
amend it.
will present a motion to approve the May minutes as presented.
Thank you, Amanda. All in favor?
Aye.
Roger that. Public, we've got Jason with the resort lurking back there on the side. We've got
Lurking.
we've got Sarah Locke over here, who is technically public for the moment, and we've got Kevin with the paper. I don't know that Carrie's public. She's kind of she's staff public, so not really. Anybody want to say anything in this public comment time as far as anything? Roger that. Moving on. All right, we'll go to our ever-present water loss update from Harry Stewart. Our,
It's the same.
same.
It's just the
We,
same.
we thought we found some leaks just for the public. We had
Keith Buff with the
Keith
rural water.
was in here yesterday. We identified a couple of spots. We dug up one. Did we actually put a cap or
We put
anything
a
on
valve
it?
on it. We cut the line, put a sleeve on it, put a valve, and it's cut off.
But no significant effect from a production
changed anything.
standpoint. Yeah. So we're trying, and we're not succeeding. So we'll
And our
keep trying.
our high water day was on the 3rd. We made 320,523 gallons that day.
That might be a record.
How much?
320,523. June 3rd.
What did that translate to in home time? Or like 16 hours or so?
I don't have it on this paper, but down, I'm guessing that could have been an 18-hour day.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
All right. So
We do know where another place is at, so hopefully
Yep.
we can maybe figure out something there. I know that all of us have concern about digging into something and causing more damage than we can fix, especially with Jeff being out of service. So
Oh, and last week we were able to fix the raw water line over at below the dam at TVA.
yeah,
We got that issue's fixed. That raw water line is fixed.
okay,
It was an 8-inch line.
gotcha. So we took care of that.
We took care of that.
All right. So now that we're kind of beyond this budget process, or at least almost got it in our rear view, I think I'm gonna be sort of pushing a little bit more, working with Zell, trying to see if we can work with Withers Ravenel and see if we can get a proposal or at least get some staff in here and utilize maybe some more advanced techniques in trying to find some of these leaks. I think just because we failed this time around to have a significant difference, it doesn't impact the need to keep trying. So that's what we're gonna try to do.
Agreed. That's
We gotta keep
good
plugging
point.
away.
Yeah.
We can tomorrow. I don't know if they're available tomorrow or next week. We can try outside of the garden units where we
Yeah.
got a.
because it sounded like there was a couple of leaks in there, didn't it?
There's a couple
It's
of them.
really loud because he was here. Terry called me. I went down there and I listened myself. I mean, it was like 341 decibels or something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, it was super loud. So
You could hear it
Um,
without the head. I mean, like you could hold the headphones out. You
you
could
can
hear
just
it.
hold it
This is
right here and I
really
can
missed.
hear it. But I put it on. So I mean, you just got to keep
So,
be diligent with it and keep just trying to plug away and find it.
And
Sooner or
he
later,
said
we're
that
gonna
he might
find
be able to
something.
come back up.
yeah, Dennis said, called me, or texted me that he said he might be able to come back next week.
All right.
I mean, we've got it, we didn't let, well, he was here for 2 days, but we were tied up with this one area today that we were talking about, whether we did that.
Yeah, that took the biggest part of the day, didn't it?
Yes, but we didn't get I mean, he could spend weeks over here and we could still go around and try to find areas that, and we've not even touched. I mean, we don't think there's a significant leak going back from where you come into the village, back towards the intermediate tank,
Yep.
towards the marina, towards the top of the dam.
Yeah.
But there could be. I mean, it's been a while since we've valved that section off. Something it could be in that area because I know Roscoe, he's been clearing the horse trails and stuff, and he's found all kinds of hydrants in the woods and stuff. I mean, we could have something. He said,
Is he noticing any wet spots or anything?
he's
like
not.
that?
But I'm gonna. I need.
I
to
would
get
say those were abandoned from when they broke camp and moved.
Yeah, I don't know if they're live lines, if they've got water on them or not. But I mean, at this point, anything's possible.
Right.
All right. Anything else on the wastewater side or anything like that you want to mention or talk about?
I think everything's going well there.
All
I
right.
will say though that the wastewater, the chemical, that chlorination, dechlorination process are using far more pills than I ever anticipated, and probably any of us anticipated.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think he uses.
And
We order them in 60. The chlorination tablets come in 60-gallon, or no, 60-pound pails. The dechlor, I think, are 40 pounds pails. And I had just had to order 12 of each. I think it's maybe probably one a week, maybe two a week. At the point as the temperature rises, it's just gonna go that much faster. The temperature of the water.
Yeah.
And they're what are they? They're about $300 per pound.
hmm Yeah, they're not cheap.
Are we still spending more on like I know we had a problem the chlorination, we had a short contact time, and so
As far as I know,
on the dechlorination side, we had
as
to use
far as I
more.
know, our test results are. I've not heard any.
No, the test results are fine, but we have to use more dechlorination tablets to counter the warmer waters and to get everything within the limits that we need it at.
Right.
Because it's
There-
just a short distance from
Right.
the outfall.
Yeah, the short contact on the dechlorination
Yeah.
side.
That's why.
We had talked with somebody about some alternate sort of possibilities we could maybe do there.
I don't know if it. I don't know what the pricing would be on getting it set up. I don't think it would be. We'd have to buy tanks and stuff like that. But there were. I don't remember what we paid for those tanks at the water plant.
For the liquid.
Yeah. I think they were under what $1,000 a piece, maybe.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head. But I mean, it's possible to maybe have the engineers involved. I know, but to set up a liquid feed system of or bleach and then dechlorination.
So buy more in bulk, perhaps you could.
Yeah, it would be just like we do at the water plant. I mean, we don't do dechlorination obviously there, but
Right.
it would just be a bulk tank and then have the chemical feed pumps that you would set. He could set the dose on whatever it would be adjusted. It would be a lot easier to adjust the dose when the pump's controlling your dose.
Right.
With temperature changes and flow changes. I don't know, what the cost would be to get it actually set up because those tanks would have to be in a building somewhere. They couldn't just be sitting out in the open.
Yeah. And we did get a phone down there. So we got phone service there, which was a major concern safety wise, with him having to it's a portable one, so he can take it with him out and around there. So,
What's the condition of that office? Is it reasonable?
yeah, it's, I mean, there's nothing pretty
All right,
about it, but
we might spend a little bit of time, trying to improve that office. I know, it's been a while since I've been in it. I know, if he's gonna be spending some time there, especially in the fall, winter. whatever.
yeah, I mean, I bought like a portable type air conditioning, but that didn't work very well. So it needs heat and air, to be comfortable in there. So
All
we
right,
have
well,
neither.
keep all of this under advisement and just keep plugging away with the problems. Thanks, Gary.
Okay. Here's next one.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Any other thoughts or discussion on the water loss and the,
I just wish we could get to this grant and get started. That would make everything so much easier because that would cover us with the lead and copper thing that we got to do too. Because if we're opening that up, we'll be able to identify what we got, you know?
so perhaps give a quick update on where we're at. We're in the,
Well, I mean, we're not really anywhere at the moment because those people still haven't called me, but by October, we have to have a report of inventory done on any lead and I don't think it was copper. Was it copper or just lead lines? I think it was just lead lines, wasn't it?
yeah, so,
And connections, and it doesn't stop just at the normally, you know, you go from wherever your water comes in at, and then from that point on is by the homeowners. But this goes up into the house with connections connecting to the house and all too. So
so that's a lead and copper report or a lead report by the
yeah,
state.
that is states require, and there's money available for that. And this company is supposed to be contacting me. This what was it? Do you remember? 180 something water something 180. Remember I told you the name. But I have not heard from them yet, so I don't. I had talked to Keith about that, and Keith was actually going to help me, but then we never was able to connect back up because he was busy all day with this. So I
And then
guess reach out to Rural Water and see if I can get any help from them.
and then on the grant, we're in the environmental assessment phase, right?
Right, we are. Yes.
General
So
services.
today, well, yesterday she had sent out an email asking about. So we have a couple of crossings that goes over wetlands and stream crossings, and there is a protocol that has to be followed in that. Reached out to the engineer. Dana did reply to it. I don't know if that's going to give her the information that she wants. She said as soon as she looked at it and was able to read it and decipher it, that she would let me know if she needed more information. But you know, I mean, he just kind of like, well, we're not under contract. We did do this, but you know, until we get under contract, so I don't really. But you know, he did say that they would follow the standard protocol of, you know, whatever is required when you are crossing wetlands and a stream. But there, in spite of the fact that we're just going to go right back in where we was at, there is still surprisingly a lot of environmental type things that has got to be approved. You know. It's not just as simple as just saying, okay, we're going to replace this line. And yeah, there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and it's also slow. Yeah, it's so
We
frustrating.
got to keep plugging ahead.
Yeah,
Trying to prod folks along and push the process as much as we can. But anyway, that's where we're at on that. We're in the environmental assessment phase and we're trying to satisfy that wetland request.
and then I also got to notice that we have to, which I'll mail this tomorrow, but debarment certifications that is required from the grantee or the ARC and Commerce that okay, so what it basically is about that we submit an act that have active grants are required to submit this debarment certification to prove that we are eligible to receive grants, that we've not been debarred from you know, doing business with the federal and state government. But we also, though, we have to keep the same debarment certification on file for contractors during the grant period. So this is something that we're going to have to make sure that we get from anybody, I guess even from the engineer company, that they have to provide everybody that does anything for this kind of work, we got to get a debarment certification and keep it on file so that if they check, we have it, you know. I think maybe some of that has to do with foreign countries, and remember there was the big to do about that before about not doing business with certain companies that were associated with countries that were in war against us and all. I think it's the same kind of a scenario with that. So anyway, I'll get that mailed in, and um, just one more thing we got to do, you know. So
Any questions about water, wastewater, grants? All right. Moving to the financial center.
so we currently have $123,285, and I just looked under our account. I think it's like I didn't look at the water plant, but it was under 20 grand on it. So
And of that 123, Sarah, we've got about 30 in the pallet. So we've got about 93 or so Sarah pallets. Any questions about the financials?
Well, we're going to continue on with that. So, if you look through your package there, there is, the first one you come to is the budget that we're currently working on. And so it has how much the remaining balance of things and uh, the amount of money that we have received. And it just gives you a basic overview of where we're at in regards to the money that we have spent this year. Now, by the next meeting, I hope to have everything balanced out. Uh, it's hard to do until we get final bills in, though, for June. Uh, it usually takes into July to do that. Then the next page is a couple of pages is a budget ordinance for this fiscal year. So this is the money that we have budgeted for budget this year, which is down significantly because we moved several items under the resort umbrella. So our budget, total budget, is $109,275 for the year. So, uh, and the budget ordinance breaks that all down.
The main difference, Sarah, is just like the resort provides contract service for water plant operators, pays for that. They're also going to provide contract workers for sanitation, essentially. You know, so Dennis's part-time role and then David's full-time role.
The other on that is the water and wastewater, which is typically being a direct reimbursement request to the resort. That will have to continue because our fund balance is just about depleted. And the water sewer billing from the residents, we're going to have to probably refigure that, maybe to where that comes right back to the town or something. I don't know how we're going to break that out because it certainly keeps everybody current when it comes to their payroll. But getting that was how we built the fund balance before.
I think that was going to be so there's going to be a few things with regard to the transition from this budget year to the next budget year that we're going to need to get with Thomas on.
Right.
That was going to be a point of emphasis as well, as trying to see what we can do on that water plant billing and or the water billing. So
And that's to the residents themselves.
because we're picking up some things. I mean, there's some things like certifications and some of this generator stuff that we've been picking up because it is the town's equipment. You know, if it's directly related to production of water, we're passing it along. If it's not directly related, if it's maintaining certification, some of the compliance things that we have to do, we're trying to cover some of that. You know, physical purchase or maintenance of town equipment, things like that. But we can only do that for as long as we have money in that fund.
Right. And then the last thing is our tax rate. So we left it the same at 55.4 cents per $100 value. Property, the total valuation of property that because we can only budget what we collected on last year. So we're at 75% collection rate, and the value of the property is all properties is $316,409. So that is what we base everything on. Then the following pages are this year's budget, so you can see how everything is broken down in the different categories. And then there's like 3 pages of that, I think, and I think that was it in that. Yeah. So that should give, especially for you, Amanda, and you too, Thomas, that'll give you a good, you can compare and go back and forth there. And
Yeah.
I think you probably already have pretty good handle on it anyway, because we've worked through it a couple of times.
Wait a minute.
Probably more than what you want.
No idea.
But it's good, Amanda. It'll help you see things a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So budgets seem pretty straightforward. I mean, it's not a lot of deviation other than, some of the work, the contract
Right.
was the primary shift this year. We've already pared it down as much as we really could. There wasn't a lot of fat in there because we've already squeezed a lot of that out in
Mhm.
previous years. All right, let's see. Do we want to, I guess, do you want to do Sarah first or Lacey
Yeah, we
first?
could do Sarah first. I mean, not that, she has to do much of anything, but so Sarah has been on both our TDA board and our council. How long did you serve on council?
A little over 5 years.
Yeah. So, yeah, she is very familiar with how everything works. She's very, one of the best things I always liked about her, of course, that was when she was over TDA, but very organized. Very organized. She always had all of her ducks in a row, and you could depend on that. And, but also just her knowledge of the town and all. And with Lacey's resignation, we've got to get a couple of people on. And so Sarah certainly says she's fine with doing that. There might be a couple of weeks in the fall, you said, when you'd be traveling. So she might miss, but I think, she's a good fit. She gets along well with people, and she plays well with others.
I do.
And so you can explain a little bit more yourself to them.
Yeah, I would. So we moved out here. Myself, my husband, my boys moved out to Fontana Village Resort in 2013. I'd already been employed with the resort for many years up until that point. Spent all of my summers as a kid coming up here, so I've been immersed in Fontana my whole life. I moved out here in 2007. As I said, started a family. We moved out here in 2013, served on council and TDA as well as working at the resort at the time. So about 5 years, we moved away in 2018. So we are back. We went out to hot flatlands, and we were glad to be back here in the mountains. So we have a home up in Fontana Heights neighborhood. So we are currently living there. Plan to
And it's
plan to
one of
live there
the
for
it's
next
one of the
few years.
properties that was annexed into the. Actually, they voluntarily annexed themselves in after they bought the property up there, and they were going to move up there. And she was on council and wanted to remain on council, so they
Yes,
annexed their property
It's a little kind
2015.
of blue A-frame, isn't it blue?
Yeah,
Mhm.
little blue and white A-frame
Yeah.
up there. Yeah.
Kind of looks like a little chalet, like a
Yep.
Swiss chalet or
in.
something.
It has great views too up there of the sunsets and all. Yeah, it's beautiful.
So that's our place. We're back to it, and we're really glad to be back. And I would love to serve on this board and be an active member in the community again. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
So we can.
You guys or-
Yeah.
I don't have any questions. Do you have any questions? No, I'm good.
We'll be happy.
We can go ahead and, if we want, we can go ahead and put her down and vote her on down here.
If there's a motion to appoint Sarah to the council,
I, I motion to appoint Sarah Locke to the Town of Fontana Downs Council Board.
thanks, Thomas. All in favor?
I
Welcome.
All right, you got it.
great job. Thank you very much.
All right, and that leads us into Lacey's resignation. Of course, we had to lose her. She's been very dependable on the board for a while there, but they bought them a house off property, so that took her out of our town limits there. She sent in her resignation letter, said, Town of Fontana board members, thank you for the amazing opportunity to serve as a board member for the Town of Fontana Dam. I have gained so much knowledge and experience with my time in service, which I will always value. I appreciate each and every member of the board and what they bring to the table. I know the hard work and dedication you all have contributed to make our town a success. I look forward to hearing of all your victories and progress you make in the years to come. Please accept this letter as my formal resignation, effective immediately. And there you go.
All right, motion to accept Lacey's resignation.
I sign a motion to accept Lacey Nickey's resignation.
Thank you, Amanda. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
You can say that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Stifling it this whole time. So, yeah. Oh.
So I think with Lacey's resignation, she was deputy finance.
Mhm.
So we'll have to you know, I'm able to sign, I guess.
Yeah,
but
we're both, yeah, we got to go, though, we're gonna end up having to go back down there because we'll have to roll her off, and that
Right.
means everybody has to sign again. So when we need to make a decision about who could be the deputy finance. I'm trying my best to get to where I write checks just like twice a month instead of every time they come in, because that makes it easier on me and it's easier on anybody else as well, so. But it will need somebody that can sign a couple of times a month. So I don't know, Amanda, we had discussed it being you, but I don't know what your schedule is or how you think you would feel about that. I mean, because Rob could do it too.
What all does it entail? I mean, we
It's
can
just when it's like, can you come and sign these checks? Yeah.
Basically, if you're drifting
Only the
in and
closest
out of
office to
Estonia,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really all it is.
Yeah.
You think you could do that? Be all right with that?
Do we do that on this one, Zell, or do you want me to do it on the next one?
Well, I don't have nobody signed. I don't have a deputy financer, so I mean, it would be.
Amanda,
Yeah, because and then though, I got to get in touch with the bank. We bank at 90 communities, so everybody's going to have to go over there and sign. I'll send you an email when that is, when they're ready for that. I'll contact Pam tomorrow and
do
let
we
her
have
know.
to go all together, or?
No, we just
Well,
know
you
we
can
don't have to
kinda
go
pass
together,
through
but
as you're in town,
yeah,
pop in and
yeah,
talk to Kim. Usually it's Kim, right?
huh?
Kim, Crisp, isn't it? Or isn't it we normally?
Well, it's usually Pam,
Or
and Pam's usually, but or sometimes what's her name, Ann. But yeah, we'll I will pass that information along. But so it'll be let's see, it'll be me and Rob and you and Willa Mae will be the people that are eligible to
Willa
sign
Mae's
checks.
Finance.
But as a deputy finance officer, you'll be the only one that can sign the stamps. That
Yeah, I can't do that.
yeah. So
For the control.
yeah,
The
yeah.
pre-audit, right?
The pre-audit stamp, yeah. So we do need to vote that in.
I make a motion to appoint Amanda as the deputy finance officer.
Sweet, all in favor? All right. Cool. Welcome
I-
aboard on that.
Do I
Yes.
approve myself?
Nice, you're good. So, do we have anything else to discuss there, Zell? Or are we?
I think that's probably it,
There's a couple of things we need to talk about after the meeting, as far as just getting some ducks in a row, as far as budget closeout for this year too.
Yeah. Well, I
We
mean,
may
yeah,
have a budget amendment next month for this budget year.
right.
We'll have to kind of see how everything shakes out and what the projections and what the actual bills end up being.
Right. Yeah.
All right, you guys got anything else? Sarah, you got anything else?
All that?
Sweet, Jason?
Good.
All right. All right, then, do we need to swear her in first, or? We did. Well, we'll swear, like, the Bible swear it in.
Yeah.
Do we wanna do
Yeah.
that next time, or do we want to do that now?
No, we can, well,
Time. Yeah. Yeah, we do it next time. So do we need to recess or adjourn? Because we've got.
we're going to adjourn. I mean, we're going to recess because, so we will, we have on June 28th is when, because we have until the end of the month to get the budget passed. And it has to lay in wait for a couple of weeks, and I've got it in the paper for advertisement. So we'll have a public hearing on June 28th, and so that if anybody has any questions about the budget or anything, they have the opportunity to come by and look and discuss. So, and then we'll pass it.
We'll pass it and, well, we're gonna email vote that, right?
Right.
We'll do a budget
Mhm.
hearing and then we'll do an email vote, as far as the actual approval on that day.
Got you. And we have Sarah's contact info to be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You might have to send me your new email or an email.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, you probably still have your phone number and all. You probably. Same one that we had before?
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll recess 6:10.